George Kittle was bombarded by a TMZ, like a paparazzi. And he got the question that every Niners player gets right now. Is Trey Lance ready? Is Trey Lance ready? Because Joe Montana said he's not. And Kittle just said, yeah. And the guy was like, well, Joe Montana said you should keep Jimmy. And George Kittle just said, well, I'm the tight end, and whoever throws me the ball, I'll catch the ball. So on the one hand, he finally supports Lance. That's the first time I've heard anyone on the team say Lance is ready. But at the same time, it's not like, oh, absolutely. It didn't speak at length. It was one word. And then it was very like, hey, man, I just work here. Like, I don't want to get involved, which is funny because, I mean, George Kittle has gone on and on and on about how great Jimmy Garoppolo is and how underrated he is and how he takes too much criticism and yada, 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 yada. But for Trey Lance, it's one word. I don't know. Is it just because he's young? I mean, what do you make of this new development from George Kittle?
Well, actually, Kittle is a real team player for the 49ers, I think. Whoever is the quarterback, if it could have been Brian Hoyer, he would have said the same.
Sure. Right.
That's for sure. I mean, yeah. I don't want to take any more of these quotes than it is. It's just a team player being a team player, saying some great things about the new quarterback, because right now everyone is concerned about Trey Lance and they just don't know what is going to happen next season. That's all. Nothing more.
Here's how I read it. Tell me if you see it differently. Kittle and all the players understand that they're going to be asked this question. And if they say anything other than yes, if it's yeah, but, or we'll see, or he's young, we'll have to see how the they used to go with that. We'll have to see how the offseason goes. Big offseason ahead for Trey Lance. That almost sounds like your pessimism. You can take it however you want, but it kind of sounds like, I don't know. And that's where I think someone like Joe Montana says, well, the players don't seem sold. So now what you got to say to sort of make this a non-issue is, yeah, he's ready. But you can't really like expound on that. You can't really expand on that because he hasn't done anything. Like, honestly, from Kittle's perspective, I'm sure he's thinking, dude, he's proven nothing. I had to prove myself in the NFL before people said I was ready. This kid hasn't proven anything. He will eventually, but at the same time, I can't say what Joe Montana said because that's a scandal.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of great tapes about Trey from the training camp. We have seen the potential that he has right now on the team this season, fortunately. But we just don't have a big enough sample size to say that, okay, Trey is ready. Trey is going to be the quarterback of the franchise for the next, 10 years. And I don't think that players have it either. I mean, they have seen him during training camp. They have seen him during trainings, but Trey just didn't have a game like Jimmy had against the Green Bay, for example. But of course, I know that it wasn't Jimmy who won that game. But, I mean, you have to understand that for a young player like Trey is, who hasn't played real football for about 2 years, just 2 games this season, I mean, you just can't say that he's ready because you don't know. You can't know if he's ready.
So there's one of two things going on here before we move on with Kittle. Either he's just being a captain, a vet, whose attitude is, yeah, I'm encouraged. I want to play with Trey Lance, but at the same time, he has to prove it. I'm not going to stand here and say, I know he's going to be great. He'll prove it. And I'm there to support him. In which case, that's a fair stance to take. The other thing that's possible that's happening here is that Kittle is such good friends with Jimmy Garoppolo that he's actually bothered by this transition. He's spent years defending Jimmy Garoppolo. He doesn't understand why they're moving on from the quarterback, and that he'll never really give Lance the same kind of support that he gave Jimmy. And I'm not saying that's the case, but it's one of the two things. And if it's that thing, then I do think Kittle needs to go, that he can't be part of this team. Now, I'm not saying that's what it is. And he has every opportunity to fall in and become a Trey Lance fan like he was with Jimmy Garoppolo. But if he's just going to continue to give these real perfunctory, I'll catch from whoever. I don't know, man. Why don't you go play with Jimmy then?
Well, I do think that Kittle is way more smarter than the other regular guys who are thinking that Jimmy is our guy. I mean, Kittle just knows that Jimmy is not our guy, but they were great friends. Kittle went into a leader of this franchise, of this team, and that's what leaders are constantly doing. They are just trying to defend everybody else on the team and try to take responsibilities if the team doesn't perform. as it should. So I don't think that Kittle is the I stick with Jimmy guy. I do think that he's just doing what is the best for this franchise, for his teammates, and for the fans as well. Because right now, all we have is faith, because we don't have a sample to don't know that Trey is great or not.
Okay, all I want to say with Kittle before I move on is I've seen what it looks like when he goes to bat for his quarterback. It's great. I mean, he speaks at length about how good the guy is and really makes the case, hey, Trey's your quarterback now. So I'd like to see you do better than I'll catch passes from whoever's throwing. That seems like the lowest praise you could give a teammate. I'll play with whoever because I'm a pro. I'd like to see you do better than that. And you know what? You got all year to step it up a little bit. I'm just saying. Kyler V says, are we going to get another player interview? The Jimmy Ward one was great. Yes. Yes. I just been going through a lot recently, but that was a goal for the offseason, is to do more of those. So thank you for reminding me.